Hello and welcome to an update of the mating game. I know I didn't do a video last week, so this is 2 weeks since I last videotaped an update. So let's start with the European Nightcrawler band and see how these guys are getting along. So if you recall, these guys have started to catch up to the rest of the bins. It was kind of slow getting started, but they have definitely been busy reproducing now. So tons of babies. And larger worms. They're kind of spread out. Oh no, they're not. This is where I fed last week. It looks like in the center. So the majority of them, I guess, are munching away here. Yeah, quite a few worms. I'm really happy that they finally decided to join the party. I was getting worried there for a moment. Okay, so these guys can get their food now. Sorry about that. When the phone rings, it just stops the recording. So these guys are going to get cucumber. This cucumber is about 2.5 ounces. And I'm just going to kind of open it up. It's pretty soft, so easy to do. And they're all going to get the same 2.5 ounces of cucumber. And here is their buffer. So these guys are looking good. I haven't seen too much crawling. We have been having rain, but I haven't seen too much crawling from these guys. I wonder how my blues are going to look like. So let's go over to the red wiggler bin. So here is the red wiggler bin. For some reason, my phone is just ringing off the hook. It's not letting me do my update. So these guys obviously are phenomenal. They've multiplied beautifully. The material feels really good. Nice and flaky and moist. Look at these guys. Just a ton of them. Hard to believe that this is all from just 5 adult worms. And we still have them laying cocoons, which is great. Let's see, this is where, oh my goodness gracious, this is where we fed, and you can just see these guys. Can't even pick them up. There's so many of them in there. At the bottom, everywhere. Very good. Okay, so these guys definitely are doing well. Let's feed them up before this phone rings again. They have their 2.5 ounce cucumber. Let's break it up just like we did for the European Nightcrawlers. If they don't get through this, we're probably going to see a nice worm ball. There you go. oyster shell. I'm just gonna cover this up. Try to make these videos not as long. So let's go over to our next bin. Here we are with the Perionyx bin. Let's see what these guys, oh, not too bad actually. I was expecting a lot worse. Typically when it rains, they're just crawling all over the place, but they are staying put. Very good. I guess they're happy to do so. Feisty guys. Material again feels good. There are no smells. Always check the bottom to make sure that everything is looking good there. Look how fast these guys are. Trying to get away from me. I think probably they're here since that's where I fed. Oh yeah. Look at that. Again, 5 worms. Very, very good. Give them feeding. Come on. There we go. Just opening this up. Yeah, I'm really thrilled with how well these guys are reproducing and how well they're composting the bedding as well. You may have noticed that I don't run these bins like I run my regular bins where I add bedding when I feed, because the idea is I want to stop the experiment once all the bedding is composted so that we can count the worms. And if I keep adding bedding, it'll take forever. So I'm just waiting for the time when I feel the bedding is composted enough for me to do a weight of these guys. Okay, let's go to our final bin, which is the African Nightcrawlers. And here they are. And, oh, interesting. Looks like these guys didn't do any crawling at all. And the bedding, wow. I think it is the most processed bedding of all the 4 bins. These guys like their carbon for sure. Look at all these guys. So this bin, because these guys have worked so much of the bedding over, it is slightly wetter than the other 3 bins. Something I can really feel. It's not wet. I mean, we don't have any standing liquid, but I can feel the difference for sure. And the thing is that I don't want to add any more bedding. What to do, huh? These guys are spread out as well, but I think maybe they are here in a larger number. That's where we fed. Could be wrong. Yeah, these guys are doing well, reproduce nicely for me. But I am a little bit concerned about the moisture, although I know these guys prefer a moist environment. I'm not going to sweat it too much. I mean, really, what can I do about it, right? Trying to run an experiment here. So we'll just feed these guys up. Okay. So this is definitely interesting. The African night crawlers are large carbon lovers. There you go, guys. All nice and even, Steven, for everybody. So these guys are doing great. The experiment is going well. No surprises. And we will leave them alone and see how they're doing next time. Thanks for joining me.